Thank you for clicking on this video. If you enjoy what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest content.
And hey, don't forget, check out our Patreon where you can be part of the dream and enjoy this transaction.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Microtransaction. I'm your host, Liquid, and joining me today, I have the illustrious, the casual? No. The man, though, who does put the action into the microtransaction. I've got Chris. Chris, how are you today?
Liquid, I've never been so exhausted doing nothing today. I did nothing at work, and it was the most tired. I almost went to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just exhausting. I was just outside. I was just like, I'm going to sleep. I am so tired, and it's just like I was like, well, this is ridiculous.
Right.
It was nuts. Like I was not a fan.
Okay.
Like, I was like, man, I remember back in the day where I would be like, oh man, I wish I got paid for doing nothing. Now I'm like, oh, I need something to do, bro. I even ran around and did a couple laps just to warm up the blood.
Oh, okay, get the blood pumping a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, because I had to do something. It was getting ridiculous.
It also helps with the steps in Pikmin Bloom.
Oh, bro, I can't stop playing this damn game.
Let's talk about that for a second. Let's say we could take 5 minutes and talk about that, right? I'm sure the people don't mind. Pikmin Bloom. If you don't have it, put it on your cell phone. It's a cell phone game. It's like Pokemon Go, but more casual. It's more relaxing. It's more of a. It's not as hardcore. You're not trying to take over gyms. Oh, you're just trying to paint the world in flowers. Essentially, we're just trying to flower the world. That's all it is. Yeah, we've deflowered it enough. You know.
But the thing is, when it comes to, hold on, I'm talking away from the mic.
Yeah, let's go.
The thing is, like, I've been enjoying it because, guys, I said it on our Instagram, and I'm saying an official here. Your boy is doing a 10K. Here come March, your boy's training for it right now, and then me and Pikmin Bloom, we decided to team together because I've been flowering up my dang neighborhood, dude. Yeah. You can tell why I run. I feel like it's a barrier. Like, everything is kind of bare, and then I'm like, you can see like a flower crown around my neighborhood. Yeah, it's awesome.
Same here. I was let me see, I didn't go to the gym. I'm trying to take it easy because I've messed up my neck pretty bad. So I was like, you know what, let me not run, let me just go for a walk. I know my legs ain't got nothing to do with my neck, but just in case it's gonna risk any type of impact, I just don't want to do anything. So I'm like, let me just go for a walk, you know what I'm saying, you know, little to no impact, just walk around the block. You know, I started doing the flowering for which I've never really done before. So I was like, I'll just start, and you just see all my flowers around the area, and then I see other neighborhoods with other flowers. I'm like, oh, that's dope, dude. And like, dude, like, it ranked me up quick. Like yesterday, I think I was talking to you, I was level 9, and now I'm level 13. Like,
are you higher than me? I think you're higher. You got more step.
I literally just planted my first purple Pikmin. Like, I seeded him. So yeah, like, just from the flower, like, man, the flowers are really like just, you know, they're because they make your seeds grow faster. They do all kinds of things, and yeah, man, oh, it's just such a good time. It's just so fun, and I love getting my postcards from the Pikmin, just see where they've been on their expeditions. So and then oh, go ahead.
I guess like the Pikmin, when they go on expeditions, like they can have like little stickers. Have any of you? Has that happened for you?
No stickers yet, not for me. I'm waiting for it.
Oh man, because they'll put like little things on their head and it'll be part of their outfit.
Oh, that's
cool. The thing is, they have to go back where you initially got them from, like a pilgrimage.
Okay.
And they get back and they have the outfit or whatever on. So if you got them like at like a barber shop, they'll have like a little comb on them.
So
like
I just found out about these. They're called like decor Pikmin or something like that, or Pikmin decor. I just found out about that, and I was like, I think it's so cool. So I can't wait to start learning about that, like figuring that out. Yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I also, something amazing happened, and I can say it, but my brother Anthony had his third child.
Bro, child number 3. Congratulations. It only gets easier. Am I right?
Parenting seems easy.
Yeah, it seems like a piece of cake. For the record, Chris and I, no kids.
Nah, not a one.
But for those who do like kids, hey, more power to you. Enjoy it. Love your life. Enjoy the kids. I love kids. I think kids are great. Granted, I don't want to take them home. Oh, that sounds weird. Granted,
that's good.
Yeah,
You don't want to take them home.
Yeah, that's true too. Rule of thought: never take another kid home that's not yours. Yeah, you just don't want. That. I think it's pretty safe, right? But yeah, other than that, I think kids are fun. I think they're cool. They just look like cool little people. You know what I'm saying? You could just like shake around and stuff, like play. And then, but it's just like then when they're they're just too much, and they're all hopped up and just like all juiced up because you were playing around with them, and you just send them off with their parents. Go get out of here, kid.
Get out of here, bro. You see, you were made for that Theo life, bro. I'm telling you, that's exactly what I do. I'm just like, get Nathan all hyped up and then send him right back to Matt.
Yep. Like, hey, good luck. He's ready.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah. I'll bring it up a little later, but yeah, it was super hyped. I was like all in the morning. I got the pictures, and I was just like, oh!
Yeah, I
was
saw on Facebook. Nice. That's cool, man. That's cool.
That was good. Eliza with an A.
Oh, Eliza. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
So 3 girls, right?
3 girls.
Wow. So your mom had nothing but boys, and Anthony's having nothing but girls, dude. Crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
It was one of us was bound to do it.
Yeah.
And Anthony took that I don't want to say L, but Heavy's the head that wears the crown. As the M1 of the group, he bared the responsibility. So more power to him.
He understood the assignment.
He did.
All right, well, we got a great show today. All right, we're gonna be talking about a few things here. We got Forza Horizon 5, I believe is the name of it. Pretty sure it makes sense to me. I'm not gonna double check on it either because I'm just so confident in myself. Yeah, God, confidence, baby. You gotta have it. We're gonna talk about that. We're just gonna even talk about how it's sort of evolving, or hell, Xbox, how they're sort of evolving what gaming is looking like in the future. Is it good? Is it bad? We don't know. We'll find out though. We'll talk about it. Then we're gonna talk a little bit about Call of Duty Vanguard, just some impressions, some things that we've seen, some feelings that we have towards it, just to see what that's all about. And then we're gonna close it out with Xbox's 20th anniversary, and they pulled out all the stops, or did they? We'll find out about that later too. All right, but like I said, first things first, Forza Horizon 5. Jesus Christ, I keep wanting to say 10. I know IGN gave it a 10. It's getting really good reviews across the board. People seem to be loving it. Chris, anything you saw about it, anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, I know the last time I checked, the Metacritic score overall is a 92,
wow,
which is phenomenal.
It's crazy.
Oh my god! And that, think that Forza is in the state. I remember when Forza was looked at like a joke, like it's Gran Turismo's wannabe competitor, and you're like, sure, okay, Xbox, whatever.
Right.
And now you look at Forza now and all the things they're doing, and Forza has become a moment where suddenly everyone cares about racing games. Everyone's stoked for this.
Yeah, I think it is
wild.
You're right. It's across the board, and you and me included. We're not big racing guys, you know what I'm saying? We're not big racing game players, you know what I'm saying? We don't really care for it, and I get bored of them quick. That's why I try to stay away from them. I'm more of a Mario Kart kind of guy, but yeah, I mean, I'm seeing this. I was kind of excited for it, and now that I'm seeing the reviews and the reception that it's getting, even more, I couldn't even be more stoked for it. Now I'm so excited to play it. I even I bought the controller for it. I pre-ordered that. That's coming in on Tuesday, or so I guess tomorrow at the time of this, when the time this goes up. So I'm gonna have that in my hand. Yeah. Oh, bro, I'm gonna be ready, dude. I'm so ready.
Wait, are you gonna get it day of?
Yeah.
The game, bro. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be getting it the day of. We're supposed to be getting it on Tuesday. So yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, so that has me even more excited. So it's just, dude, it's nothing but hype, and so I know we talk a lot about Halo, what we're, 'cause obviously we're fans, and we talk about the good things about it, some of the bad things that are not going to be in it. But Forza has been nothing but good, is what it sounds like. And not only is it nothing but good, but it came out of nowhere. It feels like.
I feel like it came out of nowhere, for us that wasn't paying attention.
Right. That's a good point.
Because I looked up some reviews, did some of my own research, like went on some like I want to say more official. Honestly, I went to Twitch hunting and I went for a Brit because I know British people love their racing games.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So I'm like, I went to it and the guy's like, he has a steering wheel. Like he was like a legit dude. I'm like, okay, you paid for the peripheral, you're in.
Yeah, he's a guy. Like Europeans, they don't. Yeah, they don't pull any punches. They when it comes to their racing games, they're in.
I was trying to find. I'm like, I want to see that one guy who has the racing gloves on while he's playing.
Oh.
I'm like, I want to see. I'm like, I know that streamer exists, and if you don't, you are missing out on the opportunity. But like, I was trying to find it, couldn't find it, so I just went to like a Brit, and he was playing, and he was talking about how it's essentially more Forza, just better. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, so they've been doing this whole time. It's just like, just building a pond. Like that's the thing. Like, and apparently there's like, I guess because there's a festival in this game. There's also like events that'll be going on, and you and other people can drive to this location and knock out this event, and then it's like something like, all right, who can get the furthest jump of this ramp? And apparently, someone said, I don't know how true it is, but apparently there's wild stuff that happens, like you're racing an airplane, and then the airplane will drop stuff, and then you gotta like, it's wild. People are talking about the aesthetics, and like, and I guess like Forza have the equivalent to like a Battlefield moment, like where the tornado happens, but I guess Forza will have crazy stuff like that happening too, but you're driving through like the tornado and stuff like that. And I'm like, why am I hearing only about this now?
Yeah, for real. Now, granted, like I know you brought the festival that I did hear about, and like I think like that's all the Forza Horizon series. It's all about like based on a festival that happens, and like it's like, you know, like a car appreciation kind of festival or something like that they do. So yeah, not the Forza Motorsport, not so much, but Forza Horizon, yes, it's all about those festivals and these crazy. It sounds a lot more arcadey, but still, you know, still keeps it kind of true to, I guess, the, you know, the cars, obviously trying to keep the controls, you know, like they should be. I want to say simulator, but I know some people probably get all butthurt about that because Gran Turismo is supposed to be simulator, and I think their Motorsport edition is supposed to be their competitor to simulator. So I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe it is more arcadey. I don't really know. I don't care. I just want to play this game. I really want to play this game.
Dude, honestly, the colors, like the aesthetic of the game, like it being in Mexico, I know everybody wanted it in Japan, and now that I see like why they went with Mexico and the art style they have, and I'm like, oh, I fucking get it now. I'm like, you sons of bitches. And then like, this might be jumping the shark in the conversation, but I'm just gonna say it right now. And I'm like, this is supposedly the team that's working on Fable,
right?
And I'm like, oh, this got me super hyped for Fable, because I'm like, if you're knocking out Forza, if I have never ever played a racing game on console, and I'm counting down the days to play Forza Horizon, you're doing something right. And guess what? With the power of Game Pass, it's free, baby.
Included with your subscription.
Free, not $1. You know. But God.
Now I'm happy you brought up Game Pass. All right, I want to turn things around a little bit. All right, we're excited for Forza. People know it. Looks cool. Cars go fast. All right.
Hell yeah.
They sure do, right? But Game Pass. You brought up Game Pass. Now, Forza had. Let me see here. How can I word this here? Let's just say it had several pricing tiers. Okay, you mentioned Game Pass. That's definitely included in some of it here, but there's a lot more to it than that I feel like, I don't know if anybody's really talking about it, but I do want to talk about it because other games have done this in the past. Granted, not with Game Pass, but other games have done this in the past and have gotten shit for it. I want to talk about it right now. So just to give people an idea, all right, with Forza Horizon 5 being released, they have several models, several tiers, as I mentioned before. The standard edition is normally $59.99. You know, it's normal game price, you know, $60. That comes included with Game Pass. Then you have your deluxe edition. That's $80. All right, it's a Game Pass, or it's a game plus like a car DLC pack. called the Car Pass, I believe, and that's also included with the Game Pass though. So you get the deluxe edition with Game Pass. What you don't get with Game Pass is the premium edition. The premium edition is normally $100. You get the game, you get the car pack DLC, you get 2 expansions, so it's kind of like a season pass kind of thing, as well as early access to the game. Now, and then also, if you also have a Game Pass, these prices that I mentioned, you get 20% off, so still not bad. You get discounts even. So several tiers, several pricing options. For one, I don't mind this. I think more options is always good. I know people are always like, oh man, you're just confusing us, blah blah blah. I don't know, people are just stupid, I guess, or people are just dumb. They just want that simplicity. I don't care. More option to me is always a good thing. I always like options, so I'm okay with this. Now, the big thing that I want to focus on is the early access. $100, you get early access before the Game Pass members. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but it seems like this may be the trend going forward. This is what we're going to be expecting, something like this. And is this good for gaming or is it not? That's the really big question that I have.
I think okay, I'm gonna say in this specific instance, with all the deals you get, with all the discounts and all the things you're getting, I think it's not that bad. It's not so egregious. Like, you can meet in the middle here and be like, okay, I get it, and you get to play what, a week early, right?
Not even, just a few days really, because you figure I think you get to play it Friday, which would have been at the time of this recording, while everybody else gets Tuesday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I don't think you don't even count Thursday, right? Well, it starts midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah, I consider that Friday morning at midnight. I know we don't go to sleep or anything like that. I'm gonna say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you get it 4 days early, 4 to 5 days early. We'll just call it that. So about a week early. Yeah, we'll go with a week if you want.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's okay. Xbox is doing it as like. Actually, I think they're being a little nicer than maybe other companies and other things will be. I think this is the good times of us talking about it. I think this will progressively get worse over time, but as of now, for this particular instance, I think it's okay. But we have to come with hard truths, homies, and that's video games are expensive to make.
Yes.
And you don't want microtransactions, the lame ones. I get it. You want the cool ones. That's why you're here. You don't want loot boxes. Okay, but they got to do something.
Yeah. I think you have a good point, and I don't get me wrong. I do love it. I don't have a problem with it at all. The only and I do think Game Pass is. I think that is the way of the future. I think that's where we're going to be headed, whether people like it or not. That's kind of what it's going to be. I see that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it with.
I think if you don't like it, you're an idiot.
Yeah, especially. I mean, it's such a great deal. You see, I think when you can start giving some pushback on it is when the pricing starts to change a little bit. Then maybe you can start like, okay, depending on your wallet size, obviously, maybe it doesn't work out for you. Maybe buying a $60 game once a year or however many months, maybe that is the way to go for you. Who knows? Yeah. So I'm sure everybody's different. And I do enjoy Game Pass. I do think this is the way of the future. We saw it with music, we saw it with movies, shows, and now we're gonna see it with gaming. The thing is, we're going to see now Netflix also introduce their quote-unquote Game Pass for mobile devices. So we're going to see more competitors. I mean, hell, you're already seeing Ubisoft was supposed to be having one. Stadia kind of started something. Whatever happened to that? Amazon, I think, is going to be having one, or they have one already. Square Enix is supposed to be rolling one out. EA has one, which is included with Game Pass, so you can kind of combine that together. But you're just gonna start seeing more and more, which this is the problem that I have now, because when I heard about, for example, movie streaming or video streaming, we're getting so many streaming services. You got YouTube TV, PlayStation was in it for a little bit. You got your Hulu Live TV. You got all these different options, and it's just like, well, it sort of just replaced the cable. I'm like, I was all about cutting my cable. That's what the goal was. And I was willing to fork out, a few dollars here and there to make my own little subscription thing here. But it's like, it's just being replaced by cable essentially. And I don't want that to happen, but I feel like it's gonna have to. Like, you're gonna have like, oh shit, oh yeah, you want to play that Square Enix game? Well, it looks like you're gonna either pay $60 or you're gonna have to buy their subscription. You want to play this one? You got to either buy their subscription or you got to pay $60. That's the problem that I'm having. That's what like that's the problem that's gonna come with this, I feel like, and that's where I'm like, oh, that's what I don't want to happen, but I'm pretty sure it will.
Yeah, I think this is gonna, like, the market's gonna decide how things are gonna be ultimately, and you know, we're out here, we're trying to figure out what's gonna happen before it happens to keep you guys informed at home. I think it's gonna be per person, like you talked about with the multiple streaming systems. It gets expensive and it's wild, but some people only watch like when HBO, when Game of Thrones, before it died, like people are like, I watch Game of Thrones, I subscribe to that, and once that show goes away, I just stop watching TV. And there's people that are with video games. Like, I bet there's people right now who did not look up one review, didn't watch one episode of the Microtransaction, like idiots, all right, and then just shelled out money for Vanguard, like without even knowing anything about it. But they just know because of the title that it's a thing. They don't even know Game Pass is happening right now. They're like, what, you're a game? What was that? I get games? Are they mobile games?
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, so I think going back to what you said about Forza and having different tiers, I think the market itself is more intelligent now, and things will decide. And I eventually think Call of Duty is probably gonna be them, or Fortnite be their own subscription service as like a games to service. Like, I think they're just gonna do their own thing.
Yeah, that doesn't sound crazy. It doesn't sound crazy at all.
Because these games that are massive, that can honestly compete with like an Xbox, it seems mad, but like, you know, Fortnite definitely can.
Right.
And Call of Duty is up there too. It can throw some punches. So I think it's just gonna be whatever you're into. I think it depends on per person, but I think eventually everyone's gonna have their own subscription service, because it works too well.
Right.
And like, people are opening their eyes, even though the Xbox didn't hit its numbers that it wanted to for this year, but it went over the numbers at the beginning that they were projecting. So like, it really just all like balanced it out together. Like, all they're technically still hitting projections, just not in the quarters in which they wanted to. Just like, hey, if you take the extra you got from here and put it here, yeah, it worked. You know,
right. Yeah, and I expect it to go back up again, especially you figure with Forza and then you know, Halo coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like, I don't think it's even crazy to think that. I think console sales. I know Xbox doesn't care too much about console sales anymore. It's all about their subscription service. But I wouldn't be surprised. If anything, I expect the Xbox Series S and X together to outsell PlayStation and Nintendo. I would say within at least the next 2 months, or at least one of them for sure.
I don't know, because yet again, I think it's harder. Like, I think there's less Xboxes being made than PlayStation and Switch, because, you know, the chip shortage and where they're located,
right?
And, you know, they might have better connections than a Microsoft does. I know it seems wild, but, you know, being in the same country and having companies there could help out a little bit. It's crazy, you know. It's not crazy to say it doesn't help.
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, Switch halted their production for now, apparently, because of the chip shortage. I think if I'm not mistaken, if I read that correctly, they like halted. I don't know for how long, but they they kind of stopped for a little while.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's wild. It just blew my mind.
I'm sorry. I made you lose your train of thought.
Shit.
But But yeah, what were we talking about? Game Pass or?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say Xbox. They say they don't care about consoles being sold. They say that now because as soon as one goes off the shelf, it instantly flies off. Let them stay there, and I'm sure they're gonna start caring about the consoles.
Yeah,
I think that's all bullshit. You know what I mean?
Maybe you might be right.
Come on, let's be serious.
Right. But yeah, that was I want to throw that out there. That definitely was one of my concerns. I also feel like with the subscription model, it starts to become quantity over quality. You know, like for example, I love playing PlayStation games, right? I love the PlayStation exclusives. I love their IP, and I feel like with PlayStation comes a certain quality with that, right? But I do feel like PlayStation is going to have to find a subscription service to compete. If not, they're going to get left behind. Like, I feel like they have to find a solution. And I'm afraid that that's definitely going to take I don't know if it's going to take it on their games, but I'm afraid that it will. Do you think that's like a genuine concern? Do you think that's something to be concerned about?
I see what you're saying. And the problem is it sounds crazy, but I think I'm gonna say hashtag Chris is right, that during PlayStation right now, and the gap of games that we're not feeling on PlayStation side, that's where this whole process of gameplay. Now, if a God of War came out this month, you think we'd be talking about how PlayStation needs a gamepad?
No, probably not.
Like, baby, guess what? We got this game. It comes out like every 4 years. Don't worry about it. And PlayStation people are gonna be like, yeah,
like, honestly,
$70, $80. Say less, fam.
You're 100% right. And like, because if God of War was coming out, let's say this one, like a new God of War, like I probably wouldn't be talking about Forza right now. Like I probably wouldn't. Like I'd be like, oh, Forza, hey, that's cool. I respect it. I'm glad that it's there. I'm not gonna play it though because I got God of War here. So
this is how this would be in a different dimension. Hey, I love Xbox, man. I can't wait for Halo, but you know what I can't wait for? My new PS5, motherfucker. God of War. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Come on.
Yeah. No, great point.
But I love, now that we bring up an interesting point, Liquid, is that we're expanding our video game horizons because of the empty space of the PlayStation.
That's another thing. It's like with every negative comes a positive. It's a great balancing act here, because yes, I love the fact, like, the fact that I'm excited for Forza game, and I kind of really want to just get into it. That excites me. I love that I'm trying something different. Like it's this year. When it comes, my shooter of the year is technically not going to come out till the end of the year, the very end of the year, December.
What is Bobby?
It is Halo, but let's just say there's going to be another conversation coming after this one, and we'll see what happens. Like, cause I don't know, dude. I'm not saying Vanguard. I'm going to get Vanguard, but I wasn't completely disappointed with what I saw. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I can't wait for the third part of this. Oh, you swear.
No,
Isn't it next?
The second subject.
Oh, bro, I need to calm down.
Yeah, I don't think it's as big as you're making it out to me. I think you're overhyping it.
I don't think I'm hyping it enough, motherfucker. All right, I need to cool down. I need to go where everybody knows my name, Liquid.
Oh, okay. The Cheers bar.
The lot, baby. Kick it to the lot.
Oh, I love that, baby.
Kick it to the lot. Kick it to the lot. Kick it to the lot. Hold on. Oh man, I want to do Ja Rule, like, to the lot. Everybody be giving it up and say what? To the lot. I don't know.
No, we don't. All right, lot. For those who don't know what the lot is, it's a list of transactions. If you want to join the lot, just join our Patreon. It's for as little, for as little as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon. You get early access to some of our content, and you get a shout out every time we're on the podcast here. So once a week, you get a shout out, and we'll shout out whatever you want, whether that be your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, or just your name. You let us know, we'll shout it out. All right. So now that we mentioned what the transactions are, or what the lot was, let's go down this list. Let's see who's on this list here. So first of all, to start it off, we've got Alex, aka King Shadow. Check out his Twitch.
King Shadow, good stuff. Enjoying the new season of Apex. Good on him.
Yeah, man. And his Twitch, what is it? Twitch, what do you call it? Twitch name? Twitch profile? Twitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, King Shadow _1.
One, WON. Yes. Then we got Jessica.
Jessica, I know. I need to work on this on my phone. I need to workshop something legitimately for Jessica, and I can't ask her because she'll come up with something super lame. So I'll work it out.
Friends don't let other friends give them nicknames. You have to make one for yourself. You can't make your own nickname.
Oh,
that's what it comes down to.
You can't make your own nickname.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. I totally botched that explanation. Next on the list we have Nung.
Hero we deserve, man.
Just keeping the microtransaction on her back, just forgetting about it, just leaving it there though.
Oh, just leaving it there. Man, I got a little sun on my back. Oh well, but thank you, Nung. You're much appreciated. I don't think you ever hear any of this, but thank you so much.
Yeah. Next on the list we got Patrick, aka Patty Cakes.
Patrick called me like 3 times, and every time I was doing something massively important. So Patrick, if you're listening to this, I ignored you on purpose.
Next on the list we have Andreas, aka Daddy Warbucks on PlayStation.
There's a chance Andres still might work at my job.
Okay, hold on. What? Like, this is unfolding so oddly. Like, first he had the job, then they said no, they're giving it to another guy because what? He was in the shower or something? Like, he couldn't. Regardless, he missed his opportunity. They gave the job to another guy, and now all of a sudden he can join again. Granted, he's only gonna be in the job for like 2 weeks apparently, right?
Three. He says 3 months. It's probably gonna be like 6. Andres. Yeah.
Andres, we love you.
So this is what happened. Yeah.
Go ahead.
But like the thing is, this is what's been happening on our and I like the work wise.
Okay.
So the thing is, they hired 2 new people. One of the guys is 57 years old. It's fun teaching him technology.
Yeah, I
and
can
the
imagine.
other guy, somebody else's son. He was trained by somebody else, right? But the thing is that this guy, in a span of 8 days, got into 2 car accidents.
Not the 57-year-old you're talking about, right? You're talking about the other guy.
No, not the 57-year-old. The other guy.
How old is the other guy?
The other guy's like 20 something.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so yeah, one was his fault, one wasn't his fault.
Okay.
But it's just, I'm like, I've never seen this bad of luck on a human being.
Right.
And so the thing is, they're like, instead of being reactionary, our job is trying to be like proactive, I guess, in the hiring process.
Okay.
So they asked Ivan if he was still interested. Ivan asked, Andres was pissed. But it's been like a week removed, and he's like, yeah, sure, I don't care. Now he got over it. So I think it's like coming back.
Okay. Okay. So we'll see what happens.
Hilarious.
Stay tuned for the rest of the story, because it's just coming in as we go, baby.
I don't know why.
Next on the list we have Ani.
Ani. You know, Ani's selfie game has been real good lately, dog. You need to like some of them.
Selfie, okay. Start liking some selfies. Got it.
Yeah, start liking like Ani's selfie game. She been doing it lately. I'm like, oh, good job, you.
Okay. And then we have Justin Torres, aka Tampa Cornflake.
Justin, I'm teaching Justin tips and tricks. Apex.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even have that game installed.
So how's that?
Alright.
Hey, whatever. You know, it is what it is. And then Chris, returning back, no longer redacted, upping his pledge. We've got Joshua Torres, aka Infinite Neo. You'll see him on Twitch. He's got my subscription.
And good thing you never stopped subscribing to him, Liquid. Like I told you last week, Josh is gonna come back, guys. Don't unsubscribe to him. Resubscribe to him. I don't know what that other guy was saying, but he was wearing a hat. Okay? You can't trust that guy.
Yeah.
Don't trust that guy over there. Guys, here, don't trust that guy, okay? Don't and the other guy with the hat, he's over there. Don't worry about that guy, all right? That guy had a Halo poster here. I don't have a Halo poster there. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. It's cool. Josh, welcome back. And by the way, Josh, by you upping your pledge, you are my new favorite Taurus. That's right, Justin. You are dog water to me now, okay? You were once gold. Now you're at silver. Now you're at bronze. Is this just the way Justin operates? Like, he's been getting older. Is how his skill is like. Microtransaction level dictates his skill in gaming, like in real life. It just keeps on going down, Liquid.
Oh man,
Justin gets worse and worse every day.
Oh, that's
gaming
not good.
wise.
Not good at all.
Now this, bro, like, I think we need a new fourth dog. That's what I'm saying.
Josh never doubted you for a second.
About believing in you the most.
All right, and then
sidebar. Before you introduce our #1 Patreon, my brother Anthony gave me $1 in our IRL. I could shout out Amelia, Eddie Rose.
Hey Amelia. Hey Eddie Rose.
Eliza.
Hey Eliza.
I'm gonna throw Nathan and Celine in here because they're the homies.
Hey.
Basically, all the nieces and nephews get a free shout out. You guys are like 5 years old. You barely play video games. You basically play whatever I make y'all play. But the shout outs for y'all.
Yeah. Hey Nathan Celine, how's it going? All right. And then last but certainly not least, your brother, the runner, the track star, Matt.
The best there is.
Right.
Best there was.
Okay.
Best there ever will be. The PR making 2022 champion. My brother Matt. Matt, it's been rocking. Training block right now, doing the real modest thing, like, oh, we'll see how the legs feel, blah, blah. Matthew does all this shit so he doesn't hype himself out. That's why I'm here. Matt, I know you're listening to me right now. You just finished the run, right? Because you got your Monday run in, and I'll tell you what, Matt, good job. PR 2022, it's a real thing, and lead it.
Yeah, baby, way to lead the way.
And we're watching, by the way, I'm going over to Matt's house at 8 o'clock in the morning to go watch the New York City Marathon. It's going to be awesome.
What date is that?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning? Oh. That's one way to spend your Sunday.
The only way we know how.
Can you not record it like DVR? Is it just not the same? Doesn't work that way. That's just me. I'm sorry. That's just, I'm when it comes to sleep, I'm a sucker for it. That's just what it is. Oh, but we do get the extra hour, so there is something to look forward to. Daylight savings.
Oh fuck! That means we're gonna get less sleep.
No, the other one. The one we get the extra hour. We do get an extra hour.
Yeah, we fall back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh man, that must be nerve-wracking for the people doing the race. I didn't even think about that.
Whoa, that's wild. Yeah, because they're probably like the day before. They probably can't sleep. They got the jitters and whatnot, right? And then you got an extra hour of that. Oof.
Oh,
good luck.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to all the runners.
Good luck to all the runners. By the time you guys are hearing this, it's already happened.
Oh, also want to shout out, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, World Series champions. 2021 World Series champions beat the Houston Astros. You deserve it. I think the last championship they had was in '95. So, yeah. By the way,
10 years ago.
Mark your calendars, because I think before that was, I think, 85 or sometime in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, the year after the Yankees won the World Series. Then when they won in 95, the Yankees won in 96. So the Yankees are due, baby. Let's get this championship.
Oh, really, Liquid? But we put a bet on it, dog.
Oh, God.
What are you willing to bet right now? And we jump a year into the future. The World Series.
Okay.
What will you do if the Yankees don't win a World Series?
Dude, the odds are stacked against them. But here, I'll make a bet. Why not? Let's see here. What will I do? What could I do? Let's see. It's got to be something more.
You know what? Let's leave it to the comments down below.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave it to the people. Let's see.
Yeah, leave it to the people.
Yeah,
maybe we'll come up with something.
Bro,
we'll bring it up next week.
If honestly, yeah, next year, you know what? If you want, let me know. I got a bunch of things packaged. If you look at, let's look at. There's a lot of boxes up there, packaging. Don't mind the Metal Gear ones up here. That's off limits. But everything down here, I will be willing to open.
That, and maybe we could have Liquid eat a hot pepper. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, I'm down for that. Or the hot pepper, that one chip. There's that, you get that one chip, that hot chip. I'm willing to do that.
Evan did it, and he eats hot food, and he said it fucked him up.
Oh. I'm willing to try it. Or
you eat that chip, you do that. You record that. You don't do that.
Oh yeah. No. That doesn't. Anything that happens is gonna be recorded. Or I don't mind opening up that Sonic toaster neither. I got that Sonic toaster that's been there, so it's another thing that we talked about. All right, so hey,
guys,
you got some options. Again, options are always a good thing. Yankees better get that championship.
Bro, I'm now on team. Whoever the Yankees are playing against is officially my team.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God. All right. Let's get back into the swing of things here. So Call of Duty, they just released here. We played the beta, Chris and I. You know, we had a great time, right, Chris? Okay, so the beta it was a little shaky. You had Xbox, who kind of didn't really work. I was
gonna say shaky. I'm like, I couldn't play the game.
Yeah, no, that was more of an understatement. So yeah, it didn't work. PlayStation wasn't so bad. I didn't have any problems with PlayStation. I just didn't really like the game. I didn't care for it. I'm not a big fan of World War II. Well, the games at least. World War II, I think was a great war. I'm kidding. That sounds terrible. Not a fan of the World War II games. I did watch some of this, watch some of the streamers. And Chris, I gotta say, maybe it was just the S&D in me. Maybe I saw some Search and Destroy being played. It looked kind of fun. I'm gonna say it was a Search and Destroy. I'm not gonna say it was the full game, because then I watched. Well, we'll get into it later here, but the Search and Destroy looks fun. I was watching a specific player who I always commend him for his movement. I think he's got the best movement in Call of Duty, which is Shotzi, who's also a Halo player. So you know Shotzi. He was on the top 25 list, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think he's gonna be on the Optic team, if I'm not mistaken, or I guess it's the Empire team. It's like they're merging two teams together, if I'm not mistaken.
Heard about that? Yeah.
It's supposed to be huge. But Chris,
Huge.
What did you what's up? I see the finger. What are we doing here?
What is SSB?
Yeah.
I think of that.
No, SBMM is what you're thinking.
What the fuck is that?
Skill-based matchmaking.
Oh.
Why? Where did you hear it about? Where did you hear about it?
I heard how people heard like it was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Some people loved it.
Yeah.
Some people hated it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was leaning more positive.
Oh, really? Interesting.
But Liquid, and I don't know when's the right time to crack it in, so I'm cracking it open right now.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter. I'm trying to do research. And the thing is, since it's Call of Duty, the world's watching.
Right.
Even this Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Twitter, it was just people unanimously like, hey guys, watch me play Call of Duty. It was like everything. I didn't even read posts like, oh, Call of Duty sucks and everyone who likes it is trash. I didn't even see that stuff. It looked like everybody was posting things, even like checkmark folk. Like, it seemed like they were pushing it with a purpose. And I feel like I couldn't get, the ear on the ground kind of like talking points, because I feel like when people talk about Call of Duty, they know that with a new game, with a franchise like this, you get eyes on you, and it seems like everyone's playing this game with a motive. So I couldn't get like people's like actual feelings on it without it feeling a little dirty.
I got you.
So I also, like you, went around and looked around, and when I watch someone play Call of Duty, there's three people I go to. I go to Tim the Tap Man, I go to Dr. Disrespect, and I go to Z-Lander.
Oh, okay. I was expecting Nick Merckx. But Z-Laner, yeah.
Nick Merckx, I'll catch him on TikTok later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, and super funny guy. I love it when he's talking shit about Gears of War. I think it's so. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you're a Gears guy. That's so funny. And watching Dr. Disrespect, the most telling thing out of all of them.
Okay.
Is how incredibly fucking bored Dr. Disrespect. Bro, he looked like he was in agony playing this freaking game. You could this game made arguably the most entertaining man on streaming period the most boring thing to watch. It legit looked like his soul was being sucked out of his body, bro. He's just like, you could tell like it didn't like with Halo, when he talked crap about Halo, he just talked about how like, man, this game needs this,
right?
Because this is built for this. Like, this is great for this. He's just like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play this again, bro. He looked like he was having the worst time, and it's just like, I was like, wow. And you could tell, like, and Tim the Tap Man said something real interesting, and it could be telling, it could be all whatever, but he's like, even when I win in this game, I feel like I lose in this game.
Interesting.
So, and I'm like, oh man, and it's the only thing for me that I want to say, like, the ears to the ground, because I'm like, these people are big enough where they don't need a Call of Duty.
Right.
People are still gonna watch Dr. Disrespect come Monday. Oh yeah. And but I understand, like, it's weird because this Call of Duty is not that good. You can see it and it's not that good.
Right.
Like, I get, you see the Search and Destroy and you see like the pro player or Shotzi or whatever, and you see, and I'm like, I'm watching this thing and I'm like, dude, this just looks like not fun. It doesn't look like I'm waiting for the hype moments to happen, and I feel like it's not there. And apparently something's wrong with zombies. All the zombie people are super pissed off.
That I did hear. Like, I don't know why, but apparently, yeah, I heard. I don't know if it's just like not there or if it's like lacking in content, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the zombie community is like they're upset. They're mad.
Yeah. And then I guess the campaign is cool, but the thing is, you play with special characters, and they supposed to have abilities, but two of the characters kind of play the same, except for Laura Bailey. She's apparently awesome because she's a sniper, but she's also sneaky.
Nice.
And she's out here just like low-key murking folk with like a little like it's super tight, like her stuff apparently. But the other characters, because you like apparently the way the campaign is, I don't think it's a spoiler. It's just telling you how the story's kind of built up. Is that a spoiler?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, well, you have like 3 archetype or like these characters being built together, and they show you who they were before they got to this point of what they're trying to do. Okay, so, and it shows these main characters and who they are and how they're going to be towards this ultimate driving point. And like I said before, 2 of the characters kind of play the same, except for Laura Bailey. They said it's pretty cool structurally because you see what they were doing, but they said it seemed like everything was kind of shoehorned in for the 5 to 6 hours that we're accustomed to in Call of Duty. That we're all normal. Usually it's like a nice tight gameplay, but they saying since they did it this way, it just felt a little jarring because half of the story is being like building the character, essentially the first and the second act. Building these characters, and then like the third act is just like the thing.
I gotcha. Yeah, I can understand that concern here, and even I wanted to actually add on to what you were talking about regarding Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tatman, where they seemed kind of bored with it. I'm assuming they were playing pubs, right? They were playing like pub lobbies, stuff like that, or like team deathmatch or domination or something like that.
They were playing like a little bit of everything.
Okay.
When I was watching.
Right. So like I was specifically watching, maybe, and I know it has to do, it's bias, but I was watching a lot of the pros play, and yeah, that's what, like I said, I think it looked kind of fun, but then when because they were playing, I guess they were doing game battles, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, they were just like teaming, like they were going against people and search and destroy. And when they weren't playing, they were just playing pubs. And so they were playing team deathmatch, domination. For those who don't understand pubs, public lobbies. That's really all it is. But yeah, they were just just having fun, I guess, doing that. And that's when I was like, oh, there's the problem. So because when I was watching it, they were like, this is what got me hyped. I was like, oh, it's like a World at War map, Call of Duty World at War. They brought a map back, and I'm like, oh, this I remember this map. This looks kind of dope. I'm glad they brought this back. I heard there's a lot of maps in the game as well. It's supposed to be a big thing. Like there's like, I don't know how many maps. I think it's like 20 something maps or something like that. I could be wrong, but there's supposed to be a lot of maps, and it's already included in the game. And I was watching them play this map, and I was like, oh man, I forgot all about World at War. I'm like, man, I forgot about this map. Like this map, it was so cool. I remember playing it. And then he just instantly he just starts seeing them spawn right in front of me. He starts killing them, and he goes, dude, they're literally spawning right in front of me. You guys see this? Like talking to the chat. And I'm like, oh, that's why I don't really remember it fondly, because I remember being like, spawning and dying. Like that kind of sucked. So I'm like, okay, and I know the pubs is probably where I'm gonna spend the most of my time if I do get this game. So I instantly went from like thinking it's kind of cool to then like being really low on it again. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like I said, Search and Destroy is cool. I still wouldn't mind playing the campaign. I would not spend $60 on this game personally. I'm like, honestly, I think $30 is probably the sweet spot for me. But even then, it's kind of a stretch, and that's only if like I'm either gonna play for just the campaign or play with my friends. If none of my friends are getting it, then I don't care for it.
Yeah, and apparently there's only one gun in the meta, and that's the STG.
Oh yeah,
or whatever the heck.
Stig, baby.
Everyone's like, that gun's pretty much the meta.
I've seen people just die instantly from that gun.
Yeah, like Doc was using it. It seems like everybody who does like any good kills, is just using that gun. And I'd be a hypocrite to say like, oh wow, you got one gun to use during the whole game, but it's just Call of Duty and the audience and the platform that they built is you can play with at least like 2 or 3 high level guns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like having it only one, you're like, yo, dude, you're kind of. How did you drop the ball? You built the archetype, like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like a step back, but I want to throw a little positivity because I like how they like vote. You can vote for the MVPs.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up as well. I love that at the end. It's very Overwatch-like. You can give like likes to whoever you like, whoever has the most kills, or whoever called in the most streaks, maybe whoever had the most assists, whatever the case may be, whoever captured the most points. You know, you give whoever you want. You know, you give them little kudos at the end, and I think that's cool too. You could tell, I guess, since there's not really animations that have been unlocked yet, so everybody's got like the same killing animation at the end. It looks lame and just does the same thing over like 3 times, so it looks kind of stupid. But yeah, I do like that, and I also want to give him credit for you know, the beta was a mess. Like, it was a huge mess, and it seems like at least it's working, is what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Sure, the guns might be unbalanced. There's only one gun that really fucking shreds, but ultimately, it seems like the game at least runs fairly well, from what I can tell.
It seems like everything's fine, and yeah, I was trying to look up for Xbox stuff specifically, obviously, because that would be, if I were to play this game, that's where I would play it on. Right. And I don't hear anything, but yet again, couldn't hear anything through all the noise. I want to say. Sure. I feel like it's gonna thin out in the next like couple days. You know, real interested to see if anything changes or just falls off. I want to see the Steam numbers on this game. I want, because that's the only way we can see, at least through like aggregate numbers of how many people are playing consistently. I'm like, how many of these people stay on this whole week or go back to Warzone? You know what I mean? Do they get the skins in this game for Warzone and then bounce? Because I hear that's what other people are doing. Like, oh man, there's this dope skin. I'm gonna just grind this one thing out and then I'm going to Warzone.
Right. No, I think it's a good point. I think Steam is a good way to look at it. You know, Twitch is very, like it's hard to kind of tell, but I think Steam is a good way to go. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I do expect a big drop off. I'll be honest with you, and I wouldn't even give it a week. I'd say within the next 2 days, 2 to 3 days, I would expect. You know, drop off.
Survive the weekend.
Yeah, at least at least the weekend, and then you're gonna see people go right back to Warzone. Hell, I've seen like big Warzone streamers still on Warzone. They didn't even touch the damn thing. So yeah, some people were touching, some people didn't. You know, but I don't know.
Pretty funny actually. Like, oh, that came out cool.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Like whatever. It is what it is. Okay. I'm going back to Warzone. This is my bread and butter. It's where I make the most money. Granted, not as high viewership as they normally would have because of the hype behind the new game. You know, obviously it's, you know, the new shiny object. It's bright. It's here. It's right now. You know, but give it a few days. You know, their viewers will go right back to where they're at.
Like Chris once said, new games are new.
Yeah. New games always new. Old games, they tend to be old.
Who would have thought?
Crazy concept. What a crazy concept. All right, Chris.
So liquid. Yeah. Before we go in.
Yeah.
So, like, I would say that we were both bland on the beta.
Right.
Does this like move the needle up for you? Overall.
I'm gonna say overall it does move the needle up, but I'm talking about like a smidge. Like, it's barely noticeable. Before this game was released, I was already of the mindset like, hey, I'm down to play the campaign. I still want to play the campaign, but I don't want to pay more than $30 for the game overall. You know, so I'm still in that boat. Nothing's changed. I don't plan on getting it still anytime soon, at least until it either drops in price, which is not going to be anytime soon, or if I get some kind of way to get some kind of credit where I can, you know, purchase it, maybe then. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to obtain that credit, though. I did that with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't see myself. I see myself, and I did it with that game, and even that game has had multiple bugs in it that I've experienced. But even then, I feel more confident with that purchase than I would with the Call of Duty. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's just where I'm at right now.
Say this right now. A lot of people are gonna hype up the next Call of Duty just because the lows of this game are so low.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Next year is gonna get a free ass pass, and it just needs to hit, and it doesn't need to do anything crazy. It just needs to hit the bar of hype that people want.
Right, it needs to hit that essentially a bare minimum if you really think about it. But by my understanding, it's supposed to be Modern Warfare 2, right? I think it's supposed to be a sequel to the Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare is a pretty popular game, so I think it'll still come with high expectations because of the name. But I think, like you said, if it's just a slight better than this one here, just slightly, it's still gonna take off. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are still gonna be like, this is the greatest game ever. I was reading some tweets. You know, I normally don't get on Twitter, but I did for this game. I was reading through them just to see what people were feeling. You know, and I saw a mix of both. Actually, I saw somebody say that they can't stand it. They think it sucks. They think the audio sucks out of the game. Because there's like, oh, you could barely hear footsteps, which was my complaint in Modern Warfare. I'm glad you can't hear footsteps. That actually is a plus for me. But and then some people were saying, yo, this is the best game since Modern Warfare. But it uses the Modern Warfare engine, so if you're a fan of Modern Warfare, you probably do like this game, so at least somewhat. It's the same engine. So, I don't know.
Either. Very interesting stuff. I think so, man.
Yeah,
very interesting.
It's
Call of Duty story is wild.
It's gonna be a wild ride, and to see how this plays out, it's gonna be awesome. All right. So, as I said earlier, Xbox announced their 20th anniversary, and they're not holding it back. They're just letting the fans just giving them what they deserve, giving them what the fans want, and what that is the ability to buy more games. That's essentially what it is, dude. Oh my God. So Xbox's 20th anniversary, it's here. You know, and don't get me wrong, we're getting Halo. At least that's good. That's a really good thing. Maybe one good thing, but it's a really good one, right? But I wanted to go over to the list. I was on, you know, Chris told me about Xbox's 20th anniversary. You know, we know Nintendo once had a year of Luigi at one point, and that didn't really go so well. In fact, it didn't go so well that they actually made the next year like still the year of Luigi. They kind of like tried to extend it, and it didn't work and it just really didn't work. Like, if it didn't work before, it really didn't work the second time. That's for sure.
Only Nintendo would be like, yo, dog, we tried this, you know what? We're gonna do it again.
Oh my God, dude. But so Xbox decides to do a 20th anniversary, and then I went to their website just to see what they're offering for in celebration of the 20th anniversary, because I'm like, dude, there's got to be some cool things. So what did I find here? Well, let's go down the list. So the first thing that I noticed, as soon as you open it up in the 20th anniversary, I see that yes, they are giving the chance. It just says, hey, replay all the old games, you know, that made us who we are today, like with Game Pass. So they're just like really pushing Game Pass, and I'm like, okay, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm like, that sounds like any other day. That doesn't sound like anything special.
No, but they're trying to get off the nostalgia kick. I get it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean? And then I was like, all right, well, let's scroll down a little bit. So I went down the list a little bit to see here and what else. Oh, they allow fans to purchase. Like, they just specifically show off like 20th anniversary games. Like, there's KOTOR that's there, some old Halos, and I'm just like, okay. Like, it's just, dude, it's just so weird, and I'm just like, man, why isn't this a bigger deal? You know, especially since, like, granted, listen, I get it, we're in a post-pandemic era, right? And things are a little different, but you can do digital things. Like, there's like, we've seen that, like places, or hell, concerts, virtual concerts, you know what I'm saying, you pay like a VIP membership. I think those are pretty cool. If anything, I when I first saw that, I'm like, dude, I would like to see more of this in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could attend this quote unquote concert for a few bucks, you know what I'm saying, you get to watch it live. I thought that was cool, and I'm like, I thought they should do the same thing here, but they're apparently not. Instead, we're getting Halo anniversary wallpapers for your cell phone and your computer. We're getting clothing. You got card games. We've got cups. There's pins, etc. And then I saw one thing here. I saw Xbox Fan Fest, and I was like, "Ooh, Xbox Fan Fest." The first thing that, and I want to really dive more into this here. I'm going to get your opinions on just the 20th anniversary and overall, and then I really want to get into this Fan Fest here, because I was thinking, I'm like, dude, Xbox Fan Fest, you know, I remember the Sony experience. Even if they had nothing to show, it was still cool, because it was a place where Sony fans can just get together, talk about Sony, play some games, and just, you know, like, the suits of Sony corporate can, you know, wear some jeans for once and just kick it with the fans. I'm like, that's dope. That's cool. Especially knowing the attitude that Phil Spencer has. You know, the dude's awesome. Like, he seems like a cool guy to just kick it with. So why wouldn't they do the same thing? But they didn't. And I'll get into that a little later. But Chris, 20th anniversary, Are you feeling the celebration?
Thing is, only in the last like week I want to say I've really been feeling the celebration, but it should have been. I said this off air, now I'm saying to you, to the kids at home, I wanted this all year long. The 20th year is in the like, it's not on the day, it's the whole dang year. I'm like, make like a console being made. We now know, because Stadia has already come and gone,
Right.
much less saying the 20 years is a massive accomplishment. And I feel like we didn't feel that rich history. For some reason, Xbox always feels like the new kid on the block, but he legit is like next year he can buy his own alcohol. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Like it shouldn't feel that way. It should be this thing where like, hey guys, Crimson, like, you know, they release Crimson Skies, but it's kind of like, hey, here it is on Game Pass, and like they should have, like, it should have bid more. And I feel like Halo was carrying mostly the burden of the 20th anniversary, because that was like the only thing I was seeing like off the beginning clothing wise, was seeing like Master Chief with the 2-0 and stuff like that.
Right.
But that more coincides with their own history than it does. I know they're synonymous with each other, but like it's not really Xbox. And like I knew I was thirsty for the stuff because FaZe came out with the 360 like branded clothing thing, like they like worked together to have this thing like through a FaZe clan.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, I want this bad, and there was nothing left, and I was like, damn it, man. I'm like, that would have been so tight. And I realized, I'm like, oh man, Xbox does have a pretty rad history, and like for some reason like Xbox doesn't know how to showcase it, and I feel like so effortless when it comes to Sony and Nintendo. Like
Right.
they're just like, boom, Mario, and PlayStation's like, yo, our PS1 games, remember the box, the way it looks, that gray, you know. I'm like, Xbox, the box itself is so like, I want to say like iconic.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, why is this like, this should sell itself almost. I'm like, I was juiced when I saw the 20, like the Duke controller.
Right.
If you guys haven't noticed, I have big hands, so the Duke controller was perfect for me back in the day, and I loved it. People are like, how do you play on that? I'm like, comfortably. This is awesome.
I got these small baby hands. I can't wrap my hands around the Duke controller.
But I honestly, and I am gonna try my damnedest to get a Duke, like a 20th anniversary Duke controller.
Nice.
I want it bad, dude.
Yeah.
And even if I end up like, man, I do not like this like I used to, I want to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you see, like but that's more stuff as of recent in the last like month or two. And my problem is it should have been a whole year. And like Xbox, like I want to say like 2 months ago, when I really started feeling it, like the dynamic background you could get for your Xbox Series XS, where it's like the original like green ball in the back. Like I still have it up. Like I love that it's there. It makes me feel the stuff. And even I have the icon where it says like 20th with the Xbox, the X being in a 0.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, they market this stuff. I'm like, they just didn't make me feel that it was sexy. I wanted to feel the sexiness of the Xbox. You know, pay The Rock way too much money to say something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Just bring it out. Just wheel him out. I'm like, Rock isn't beyond money. He'll come say some things if you pay him enough. Microsoft, you got the money.
Right. No, I agree. Like, it's so funny because we talked about the 20th anniversary. You brought it up yesterday. We were talking about it, and it's so funny. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They are having a 20th anniversary, and I only know because I know the logo says 20. I had no idea. Like, I just know it was a 20 logo. I didn't think it was really the 20th anniversary. I just knew of this 20 logo, and like, so I didn't think anything of it. And so yeah, I'm right there with you. I think they should have made a huge push. They really should have just make it feel like it's big, it's important. Like, especially on this. We're at this point where I feel like Xbox is really making that comeback, like with Game Pass, and then we now see Forza Horizon that we talked about earlier, and then Halo's coming, on the cusp of like these first-person shooters, with a I guess lesser competition than it would have had in the past, and it's just like, dude, like this is your time where you really need to like pull all the chips in, make it a big deal to get people to be like, oh, actually, you know what, Xbox is doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like make a splash. Yeah, like I got on their website because I was like, let me do some research on this 20th anniversary because I had really no idea. And like I had to go out of my way, and sure, I all the things that I mentioned here, the clothing, it looks cool. But if I didn't go out of my way to look for it, I would have never knew. I would have never knew about it. Like you're right, they needed to really do something. It should have been from the beginning of the year. They should have really been delivering this home, especially even at E3. E3 would have been the wherever all eyes are on you. We did a live stream of it. You know what I'm saying? And like that would have been the perfect time. Even if you would have like started there and then really started doubling down from that point on, even that would have been respectable. But I just don't understand how the missed opportunity you just let it get away from you. It's so weird because like you said, compared to PlayStation and how they treat it. I remember even PlayStation had the DualShock 4. The DualShock 4 controller had a gray with the old school PS1 logo that's just like the different colors of the PlayStation. I'm like, dude, that's dope. I really like that. You know what I'm saying? Even the like the dynamic themes for the PlayStation itself, the actual console, you could have gotten a great console. You know, they really kind of made a big deal about it. And yeah, Xbox could have done the same exact thing, and I just don't understand why. Like, why not? Like, part of me wants to blame the pandemic, but I feel like there's no way. I don't think you can.
See, I think the pandemic had things to do with it, and it pushed things to the back burner. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Unfortunately, it made their 20th year anniversary, because the anniversary is a celebration and it does bring hype. But like right now, you know, it was all hands on deck. They're trying to put consoles in people's hands. Right. They're trying to get Halo to work. Forza can't bomb. Age of Empires coming out for PC. You're trying to grab that market. You keep on not bringing up Age of Empires, you son of a bitch, and it's right there. And people are okay. All right. Ease. Anyway.
Age of who? Age of what?
Okay. Empires. Empire. New episode of Empire live on Fox. Sorry, that was just for me. I'm so sorry, everybody. But getting back to Xbox, like it should have been, and it got back on the. And I feel like now they're starting to do it like through Halo.
Right.
Like I want to say even Gears has a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not sure because I'm not like in Gears like that. But Halo, like you can get armor now that its original predates like when it was going being in Macworld, the first time the world ever saw anything resembling a Master Chief, and now you can get its armor, and it's in H2A, so everyone's hyped that Halo H2A finally has some extra armor, so people are jazzed for that. And then there's gonna have the backpack where you like, what is it, next week you get the backpack of the original Xbox and the two controllers as shoulder pieces on your Halo 3 Spartan. And I'm like, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. And it shouldn't have been 1 month leading into Infinite. It should have been like sprinkled in, bro.
Right.
It should have been like, it should have been this thing like, hey, you know, the Xbox. I'm like, this is it, fam. This is our time.
Right.
And then boys like me would have been like, I need it. I'm like, I want it. And don't get me wrong, because they have the sneakers. They have the two Adidas sneakers, right? You showed me.
Yeah, I showed a second one that I didn't see, or I saw just last night. So I wanted to throw it in the chat because I thought those looked really dope. I really like those black and green ones.
Yeah, no, like the Xbox stuff is tight. The mini fridge, like Xbox is doing things. It's just the branding of it is my problem. Like, hey, you're having the mini fridge to celebrate Xbox. You could like, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it a bigger thing. This is the 20th anniversary, and we had this legacy in gaming. Try to shape the conversation that way, and the bigger zeitgeist, because then people start putting it like it won't be the third in line of the three consoles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it'll be like more, because for, like I said before, Xbox still feels like the new kid on the block. Like I feel like every console, Xbox has to like prove itself again and again, where Nintendo and PlayStation just is like, come on in.
Right, exactly.
Xbox is trying to get in the club, like trying to get in the club, be the hot girl of the club. Like, oh, I gotta wear my good outfit, I gotta do this, I gotta get so I can get on in.
Right.
And they're letting PlayStation and Nintendo like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? I need them to know their worth, because I love them and I need them to love themselves.
Right. Like I think, we were talking about Forza, how excited we were for that. Like, maybe why aren't we seeing skins on that yet? Have you seen anything? I haven't.
Oh.
I just did a quick Google search for it. I still can't find anything. I was, and I'm hoping maybe I didn't find it. Maybe there's something there. I'm hoping there is. But like, even then, like, make a big deal. Hell, have Playground Games put an event in the game that might have something 20th anniversary based. That would be cool. Like, make that, oh, there's a big festival going on. Why not make a side festival of Xbox 20th anniversary? That's a good idea. Right? Like I don't know. And then everybody could just chill out and do some anniversary shit in there. Like, I don't know. Like you said, I think they really needed to make a bigger deal about it. I don't know. There's really no other way to say it. Like, even if they would have just at least like paid for another just a marketing team, just said like, hey, come in, we need you to really push this stuff out, all hands are on deck on doing all this other stuff like you mentioned, just bringing in somebody from the outside to try to promote 20th anniversary, like really make it a bigger deal. And yeah, so like I wanted more from what I've seen, and then which led me to FanFest. Do you have anything to say about the 20th anniversary before I get into FanFest?
Okay, just to tack onto your Forza thing, right. Like, remember how Xbox, when it originally would open the commercial, it would start in the thing and it would crack open to the X? It would be like, and
you mean in the original Xbox?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was like a morphing that like this is like weird thing, and then just like morph into the X.
No, the ball. I'm talking about like Xbox. Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
But they had there's like a old Xbox X thing, like the way they had it kind of look like this. I'm like, you could just have like a skin. Like, I don't know how the customization is for Forza, but I'm like, you make a special like paint job,
right,
making all like a super Xbox themed car. It can't be that hard.
Exactly. No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could throw anything, like any type of DLC in there, just so promote it some more. Like, and I get it, if you don't want to throw it in Psychonauts 2, Psychonauts, nobody affiliates Psychonauts with like, oh, that's the Xbox. Like, granted, now obviously it's a first party studio essentially, but when you're thinking of 20th anniversary, you're not thinking, oh, Psychonauts was part of that. But like you said, I mean, there could have been Forza, Halo. Obviously, we're getting stuff for Halo, thank goodness. It's like they're really just using Halo as a conduit to sort of get this stuff out, and they just could have done more. They could have at least done more.
Oh, how hype would have brought back 1 or 100, like one time only?
Dude, that would have been wild. That would have been.
Oh, that would have been.
Yeah, it would have probably broke the internet, I think. Like,
oh yeah, the servers would have crashed. It would have been a terrible mess, but a terrible mess that everybody would be watching.
Yeah, everybody would be talking. It would be nothing but positivity, 100%. Even if it broke, like, it would be positivity across the board, 100%.
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name? Major
Nelson.
Major Nelson, him being the host.
Yeah.
Bring out Phil Spencer to ask one question.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, something could have been done here, which makes me want to go into FanFest here. So, I mentioned before, what I loved about Sony is this, like, the PlayStation experience. You got Sony fans who are just coming together, just talking about PlayStation, having a blast with other developers and other just executives. I think Xbox could have done something similar, even if it was just a digital showcase. Even if it was, or just a digital show, maybe answering some questions or anything. Here, I wanted to go over FanFest. Here's what I've found out so far. So a FanFest, first of all, you can join. You have to register. You can register at any time, and you can become what is called a Xbox FanFest fan. Is the name of it. Yeah. There's 3 different things you get. You get priority access. Priority access will so that you join their FanFest email list. That's priority access. You get to join their fucking email list, dude. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? I saw that. I'm just like, as soon as I read that, I was like, that was the first thing. I'm like, wait, that's what we're talking about first? A fucking email list? Something that you probably already did. You probably already did this before. What are we talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you also get first access to select Xbox events, experience, and merch drops. Where are these experiences at? Where are these events at? I don't know. What are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't we seeing this? All right. Then you get exclusive access to curated digital and physical experiences, sweepstakes created just for this fan fest. Again, haven't seen anything like that. Might I add, you haven't heard about Xbox Fan Fest yet, right?
I was waiting till you were finished, but I was like, I didn't hear about this fan fest, and me as an avid Xbox fan, never heard of it.
Okay, we're gonna circle back to that in just a second. Let me just lead you off with the last thing. Fans can earn 100 Microsoft rewards points upon registration. Your participation in exclusive experiences can often earn you additional points. So Microsoft reward points, essentially. Okay, now Chris, you said you never heard of it. This list that I just read to you, you want to know when this was announced? Last October, a year ago. Yeah, and you're an Xbox guy. You're the fan. You're a fan of Xbox, and you've never heard of this.
No, I never.
That's the thing. Exactly my point. When is this supposed to happen?
I never heard of this.
It's crazy. It's fucking wild.
When you brought it up, I'm like, oh, it must be something new. I'm like, oh, tight.
Right. That's what you think. I looked at this article. This thing was published October of 2020. The thing is, I remember hearing about it, and I was like, oh, cool. They're going to get a PlayStation, something similar to PlayStation Experience. Even I was like, I'm here for it. Because, yeah, I'm not the biggest Xbox fan, but I'm all down for an experience or like a thing. Absolutely. Give that to me. I want to see what you do for the fans. Like, I just feel like that really speaks to you, to who you are, what you believe in. I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think PlayStation getting rid of their whole PlayStation experience, big fucking mistake. But all the more reason for Xbox to really double down on it. What the hell? Like, it's like I'm living it. Like, you would think this was like it writes itself. Like, it's like I'm like in this crazy world. Like, what am I doing?
Like, am I the crazy one?
Yeah.
Like, am I the one being insane right now? I don't think you are. I think we're talking a bunch of common sense shit, and I get why they wouldn't have it this year. But next year, you talk like, think about how the conversation for Xbox is gonna be different. And next year, if everything goes as planned for Sony, bro, you need to be talking. Cause but at least this year you had Spartan action, right? Next year you will not have that. You will have Halo a year in, unless you do a year in, and that's when you announce your official battle royale to try to like go head to head. The more I'm looking at game space, and we didn't cover it, but the whole business with Overwatch and stuff like that makes me think that Halo is going to live a lot longer because of lack of competition.
Right.
So like, I feel like Halo right now is getting cut every break on planet Earth. Anyway, I digress.
I agree. I don't want to take anything away from Halo, but I agree with you. Yes.
We're in the same boat. But going to back for the Xbox, I'm like, you need to do something, like more festivals, more stuff. Hell, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this not like at like Jimmy, have it in Florida. Florida is like the state where you can do anything you want and no one cares.
Everything's open.
Like, if you want a big fest, everything. We're practically like Liquid said previously that like post-pandemic, and some of y'all hearing this throughout the world are like, "Are you a crazy person?" That's just how Florida is. Like, you go into a place that barely no one's wearing a mask anymore.
Right.
It's just the way it is. But like, to let you know, like that's just how it is here. And if you had a festival, I'm not gonna lie, if Microsoft came here, had a thing going on, and they have a building over here, like Microsoft has like stuff here in Tampa. Oh, we live in Tampa, by the way. We're in Tampa. I probably shouldn't have said it, but I said it.
Yeah, it's all right. Cat's out of the bag.
And like, it wouldn't be that crazy for that to be here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It makes sense. And then, bro, I wouldn't be like, oh, safety, blah blah blah. You say all that stuff. Me, boy, I'm gonna be out nerding it up. I'm making it a thing. Right. Me and Liquid, we're getting some cameras, we're getting some lapel mics. We're nerding it. We're gonna Xbox nerd it up to the max.
Nope, we'd be there. I'm like, yo, I gotta, take a few $100s with me. Let me get some merch. You know what I'm saying? Let me. I want to shake Phil Spencer's hand if I can. You know, absolutely. Like I said, dude, I'm all for that. Like, I know the PlayStation experience sort of came and went. I think they were around for a few years, or I know they were around for a few years, but, you know, I regret that I didn't get to see one of those experiences. So if Xbox had one, absolutely I'd jump on board. It's just...
It's so tight.
It would be tight. I agree. It'd be awesome. I just don't understand. Like you said, we'll give it another year. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens next year. Next year, the competition's going to be there, most likely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Granted, yeah, we'll see exactly. You know, it's still muddy waters, but I'm going to say the competition's going to be out there. I'm going to throw it out there.
Being optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glass half full kind of guy, but which is not normally what I am actually. But I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the Fan Fest or anything else 20th anniversary?
I'm glad that at the fourth quarter, Xbox is finally picking it up, but we you know, like, it should have been the whole damn year, guys.
Right.
Like, tighten the fuck up. Like, hopefully around 25. You know what I'm saying? While we're still in this console generation, I think everything's going up for Xbox, the way things are projected as of now. That really, like, do the things you couldn't do at the 20 for the 25, because the emblem writes itself. It's the 2, the 5, but in the 5 you put the Xbox ball in and you repackage this shit and try it again.
Right.
And this time, this is where you announce your Crimson Skies 2. You know, you just start making remakes of the old shit, and guess what? We're gonna eat it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hook, line, sinker. KOTOR will be out around the time, even though it won't be on. But, like, you know, like, people will be excited for the shit again. This is
right. Just build hype.
And build hype, and Halo will be 5 years in. Boy, that's gonna be wild.
I wonder what that looks like. I really wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, imagine we're still waiting for the battle royale.
Don't say that. Oh man.
But yeah, that's my closing thoughts on that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think those are strong comments here. I agree with you. I think Xbox in general is definitely on an upswing. I want to see what they do next. I'm excited for it. Let's make next year great. But that being said, I'm gonna let you off. Go with per usual. Love each other. Take care. Above all else, be cool. This is Chris. I'm Liquid, and this has been a microtransaction.